Yeah. He's good and loud. You guys, thanks for coming and joining us in this cyberspace awesomeness. And thanks to the People's Voice Cafe. We only have played there once, I think, in our almost 30-year career. And it was a wonderful show. It was in the 90s. And I was really hoping to get back in person.
One day.
One day we will.
In the meantime, thank you for being here on the World Wide Web with us. We're going to sing you a song from our record. It is, it's a song that came out of nowhere to me on in January of 2016.
2017.
Right? No, 2017. Yes, January of 2017, right around the time of the inauguration. And I had been spending the month of January teaching songs from the civil rights movement to the students at my kids' school. And I lived 4 minutes from the school, and one day, on the week of the inauguration, this song came to me in those 4 minutes. And then I brought it home to Dave, and he helped me make it fancier. Well, we're gonna need a boat that can sail on the stormy seas. There will be days that'll bring us to our knees, praying for strength to carry on. We're gonna need a boat, we're gonna need a song. So we're gonna build a boat made with all our hands, made for you and me. Just like this land, so grab a friend and a hammer and a nail, 'cause we're gonna build a boat and we're gonna set sail. Heave away. Trust, no matter where you're from, oh, you love. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat that's big enough. Heave away, on away, bound away. We'll make it safe. Come back home. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat that can sail on stormy seas. There will be days and nights that'll bring us to our knees, praying for strength to carry on. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat and we're gonna sing a song. Yeah, we're gonna build a boat. We didn't actually realize how bad it was going to get. I remember saying to people, I feel like we're living with uncertainty. And then we moved into knowing that things were really, really, really terrible. And now, once again, I feel like we are living with uncertainty. And it's a pretty terrible feeling. And I feel like I spent the last 4 years thinking, should I have gone to law school? Mm-hmm. Should I have done something where I could have been of help to people in a more immediate way? But I didn't. I'm a folk singer. We're musicians. And this is what we've got. So we're bringing you music, art, poetry tonight in order to try to lift your spirits and remind us that we're in this together and that I believe in us.
I believe in us too, and one of the things I find so exciting about Joe Biden's campaign and Kamala Harris, Joe and Kamala's campaign, is how they keep saying, how Joe Biden keeps saying, I want to be president of all Americans, not just the ones who vote for me. And if you didn't vote for me, I'll still be your president. And I think one of the most painful things we've lost in the past 4 years is any kind of feeling of unity in this country. Katrina came up with this idea about 10 years ago and said, I think you should write a song about how there can't be sides to an issue. We live on a round planet. And I thought that was so wonderful. So this is Which Side Are You On, circa 21st century.
1, 2, 3.
Ask me if I smoke a donut in my backyard. You won't keep to your own side of the tracks. Early morning on the bus, you keep on just ignoring us, wishing we'd stay hunkered in the back. Teenage freaks out on the street, messing with your chewy meat. Aren't you glad that you're not her? Shake the pool and mix it up, toss us in a giant cup, turn us in the gyre and stir, stir, stir. And which side are you on? Which side are you on? The world tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The world tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around? Up in northern Pakistan, they're building schools and making plans and teaching girls their wisdom to increase. Pass it forward, pass it on, in reaches of Afghanistan, pennies fill the jar for peace. Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jew, non-believer, Sikh, Hindu, each knows how to love a newborn baby. Each knows how to greet the sun, weep when the beloved's gone, fall upon the ground, crying, save me, save me. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The world tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The world tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around? Tell her she can understand nothing went as you had planned. Slam the door and slam it again. Get into your car and go, and words on the radio. Windshield wipers can't beat the rain. Driving home you see a cloud, makes the sun a giant shroud, makes you understand the phrase silver lining. Though it's dark as far as sight, dark can't terminate the light. Somewhere on the other side, the sun is shining. Which side are you on? 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 Tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The world tells you to figure it out. She says, haven't you noticed I'm around?
So we did indeed release a record called November that is filled with songs that we hope were like meant to catapult us towards a November that we would love. And so we thought, oh, if we think positively, maybe that will help to realize our visions of a joyful November. Oh my goodness. There are so many ways that we needed to, that we need to bring ourselves there. And one of those has to do with voting rights. And it just seems like, honestly, if we really could just count everybody's vote, it would be very easy to see who the winner was going to be. But we are, we're in this situation right now where we don't actually know if everybody's votes are going to be properly counted. And that is a dangerous place to be in a democracy. But this is a song that is about the next generation. The generation who is, well, in our houses, they kick our butts. Perhaps they kick your butts as well in the best possible way. I feel like I learn an enormous amount from the next generation. And I actually heard recently that I'm in my 50s now, and I heard that it's very, very important when you're in your 50s to get a mentor who is perhaps in their 20s.
You mean a mentee or a mentor?
No, a mentor.
Interesting.
Not a mentee.
My daughter's my mentor.
We need to look to them not as just what we can give to them, but what they can give to us. And they are, they think differently than us, and it is, I find it incredibly helpful to listen to the next generation and learn from them. So.
This is called Follow That Girl. My daughter rides her bike to school. When it's raining, when it's cold, it doesn't matter. It's her rule, and you could call her a feminist, committed environmentalist, but I call her a girl. My girl says she will not eat meat. It's the carbon, it's the cruelty. She is voting with her feet, and you can call her inspiring and sometimes a little tiring, but she just calls it obvious. If there's a God above, and if she's a God above, gives me the strength to follow that girl. I drive my minivan to work. It's convenient, I'm a member of the great progressive parent herd, and you can call me compromised, overworked, ironic, civilized, but I call me asleep. If there's a God above, and if she's a God above, please wake me up to follow that girl. Susan B. Anthony salutes all the girls on their bikes, trading in their skirts for suits, and you can call it liberty and why we should learn history, but my girl calls it the way to school. She calls it the way Well, this is the song I wrote the week of the inauguration in 2017. And just like Katrina said, I thought it was going to be bad. I didn't realize how bad. I don't think any of us did. But the two things that were getting me through that time, I think a lot of us were really shaken and depressed after the 2016 election. What got me through that period were two things. One, I kept thinking about how Hillary Clinton had won the popular vote, and in any other democratic country, she'd be our president right now. And that helped me. And the other thing was something that Mahatma Gandhi said during the occupation of India by Britain. He said, "Throughout history, tyrants always fall. Think of it. Always." This is the truth of who I am. And it's taken me my whole life to celebrate. I won't go back. You can give me a number, slap on a label, tell me I won't be welcome at your table, but I won't bow down to the tyrants anymore. I know what to do, I've been here before. Tyrants always fall. Always. Tyrants always fall. Always. This is the truth of where we've been. And it's taken the world till now to take an honest look around. There are lies on the TV, lies in the paper, lies on my phone, just thrown from the vapor. But I won't be fooled by the liars anymore. This is the truth that we can't ignore. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. And tyrants always fall. Always. We're scattered and scared in the ship's dark hold, but we have a common peril and we have a common goal. The parents are dead, the leering uncles at the prow. There is no one left, we are the grown-ups now. Think of all those times we've been down and deuced. We are made of strong stuff, we were made for this. And tyrants always fall. This is the truth we've always known. There isn't a lightning bolt to set things right, to bring us home. It's gonna take all our courage, take all our actions, take every heart and every single faction. And it's gonna take time, some of us won't live that long. When one gets weakened, it's your to be strong. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are tyrants and there are always more of us than there are always tyrants and there are always more of us than there are always. There are tyrants and there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are of them. There are more of us than there are always. And the only thing that's going to keep us from winning this election is voter suppression. And we're going to suggest that if you've got money to donate, you donate to Stacey Abrams' Fair Fight America. She's working all over the country, her organization is, to make sure that your vote is counted and make sure that votes are counted in African American neighborhoods and neighborhoods where the vote has been suppressed for generations.
It's incredibly inspiring and exciting to see the long lines of people waiting to vote early these days, but it's also appalling that anyone in this country should have to wait for 6 hours to cast their vote for president.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we've got a lot of work to do, and I hope that we get to do it with a different president, but we still have work to do,
Yeah.
even after this November. And, you know, I feel like we are engaged. The people are engaged at a greater rate than at most times, and I think that's partly because of the pandemic and that we are all affected so profoundly in our day-to-day lives by decisions that our government has made, and I think that has made us all pay attention and wake up. And I think that's actually a really incredible, powerful force waiting to be harnessed and used. So once we win the election, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work together.
Amen.
There's
Yeah.
still work to do. Thank you for having us. We're going to
Yeah,
do
thank
one more
you.
song, and then we're going to pass the baton to our fellow musicians. And I'm not sure who's next. Do you know who's next?
Sav-B is next, and we
Sav-B is
can't wait
next.
to hear
Hooray.
you, and we can't wait to hear our friend Soli Canto.
Yeah, so Sav-B and then Soli Canto. Stick around. It's going to be an awesome night of music. Thank you so much to the People's Voices Cafe for having us. And sing along on this in your houses.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed her grace on thee, and crown thy good in neighborhoods from sea to shining sea.
How humbling that grace bestowed on our unworthy heads, when we, the people, turn our backs on families that fled. America, our borders ache, oh, let us find our our soul. Unite the families torn apart, each broken heart behold.
Oh, beautiful, our open skies, how far our eyes do go. We crave a land unlimited by anyone's control. America, our liberty has blinded us with greed. Our bounty has deluded us to take more than we need.
Oh, beautiful, to make amends for our abhorrent acts. Our country built by labor forced on stolen lands and backs. America, repent for this, repair and say what's true. Let equity our promise be, declare these truths anew.
Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the frigid plains. America, America, God shed her grace on thee, and crown thy good neighborhoods from sea to shining to sea.
Thanks, we're the Nields. Hang around for Sav-B and solely Canto.
Wow. Dave, Narissa, and Katrina, the Nields Band. Another round of hands. Hard. They can't hear it, but you know. So next, just I don't know how it's. We weren't able to get onto YouTube this time. I'm not sure why. We are on Facebook Live. Doesn't affect any of you who are watching on the actual on the Zoom broadcast, but if you know people who are listening, who are wanting to listen on YouTube, let them know they can go to Facebook, People's Voice Cafe Facebook page, and look for the live link. All right, next we have Sav-B, 26-year-old writer, a rapper with a foundation in poetry. He's a force to be heard. His lyrics take you on a trip into real life through his firsthand experience and storytelling ability. As a poetry slam champion, Tedx speaker, and recording artist, Sav-B shares his truth to report love from the underground and to inspire people. His sound is truthful and powerful. It can't stop and won't be stopped. His voice brings abundance and empowers his listeners to start first. Before you overthink and doubt yourself, just take the leap. Formulate a plan and get to it. Control your mind, and you control your world. Please welcome Sav-B.
Oh. Everyone see me? Hello, everybody.
Lev.
Hey, all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, People Voice Cast, for having me. My name is Sav-B. Uh, Thank you for that intro. I'm 27 now. But
Yep.
but I love that intro. I'm happy I wrote that. I appreciate everyone for being here. I'm a writer. I'm gonna take you on a little trip. Some poetry, some music. Um, but we're gonna get right into it. All right. You see, I rock all black when I'm feeling closer to God. F what they told you angels look like. I'm black, baby. I don't trust people wearing all white. Better get right before you get left, because every day I wake up with a chip on my shoulder, because I don't know what's next. Capitalism stepping on my family's neck. It's time to cut the check. You see, struggle has always been so lucrative. No one could disagree. But if you do, just check popular culture, and that's just poverty's fruit ripe for the vultures. I'm just spilling hot beverages. It's up to you to sip this tea of that Folgers. I'm tired of knocking on the door, getting cold shoulders. That's word to Tupac. I'm about to pick the lock. Ain't it sad, but amazing? No one could disagree. They put drugs in our neighborhoods to kill us all, but we found a way to make money. Fast forward present day, the opium crisis hit the burbs and Capitol Hill's like, whoa, this ain't funny, this tea hot. I know, a black boy from the burbs, furthest thing from a coon, because I've listened to what they said, and sometimes, I'm gonna be real, I don't feel comfortable in all right rooms. Maybe at a Jamaican barbecue I'll be fine. Don't need millions, but money's always on my mind. They say money ain't everything, but it's like, I need money for everything. This capitalism, baby. But love don't really mean much, and compliments don't pay no bills, and being culturally and socially aware don't make me financially free. So I ask, what are the incentives for me when I got bills that need to be paid? And I got to think about my old age. But all these unions are controlled by problematic men who got their hands in them 401ks. This tea hot. I know, you see, if I had more, I would give more. I operate on that love law. Ain't no benefits for the misfits who don't fit this cutthroat rubric. I'm just chasing a dream, hoping that the shoe fits. I don't know if I'm flying or I've been pulling a noose to fit. Either way, guess it's okay because I'm getting higher. So that's a piece I titled All Black. I wrote that a few years ago. I wanted to just I want all of my work to just really be um, about my experience or some wisdom from outside. You know what I'm saying? I like the anecdotal. Thank you so much. But I'm gonna get right into this next one. As I said, I'm an artist. I'm a rapper as well. And the music will start. I don't give a damn what you say. We gonna ride the wave and pave the way. I'm tired of slave. Remember to save and turn the page. The gold is nice and run your life. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. If it left, bring it back. Cause we need that. No time for the games. I'ma drive my lane. I'ma fly my plane. Too high for the rain. I'ma write my law. I saw, but I'm easy on the eyes. Lose sight. Can't tell you who's right. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. If it left, bring it back. Cause we need that. Money problems make your mom act funny with you. Like your pop's running late to come and get you when she got a date. But he petty, so he trying to make a run late. I'm going to eat it all, scratch the plate. You can't front, don't pretend that, hey, how could you not see? I'm getting more than 8 off, make off like made off. No jail time, no Jim Crow. They going to put you in the system, make you slave for the dough. In the garden with the two, never call girls hoes. No misogyny, I'ma switch it up. No misogyny, I'ma switch it up. Got the water for your mind, get a bigger cup. And all my homies in the back, put them hands up like the bacon round. Getting hot like them bacon round. They trying to lock us down. Mine locked in the cage now. From the radio waves now. Cash the friend, I really need a PayPal. Can't swim, I stay afloat right now. My sound in the mid-round hold down. Under the folks now. Right now, meaning the sacrifice, I gotta sleep at night. Love at night. What? I'm just looking for the love. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. If it left, bring it back, because we need that. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. If it left, bring it back, because we need that. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. I'm just looking for the love where it's at. If it left, bring it back, because we need that. So a lot of times, not to harp on it, but the wonderful performers before me, they said something about it seems like we're living in a time now where there's just absolutely no unity, and I harp on that because it just seems like it's such a disconnect. And more than anything, one thing that's universal amongst all people, like I definitely have different views from people that are in this room, right? But what I've learned is, like, we all love. You know what I'm saying? Your definition of love, you love somebody. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. So I've just been looking for the love. You feel me? And I feel like people, we make technological advances, but I feel like we need to add more empathy and more empathy. But with that being said, empathy, compassion, we've been in quarantine, right? And I've noticed a lot of people have been alone. Some people have been with their significant others. So if I have a moment, you know, I would like to lighten the mood and do somewhat of a love poem. So I hope you're enjoying your Saturday night, everybody. I appreciate the People Voices Cab for having me. Thank you all for being here. Listen to me. Listen to me like this is the last time you will ever hear my voice. Look at me like this is the last time you will ever see my face. Touch me like this is the last time you will ever feel my skin. Love me. And I will hold you like the warmth between us is the last bit of heat left on this earth. Amazing, simply amazing. How she can make time stop, her eyes clear waterfalls that the sunset reflects towards shorelines. In our short time, I've traced my fingers along her curved lines and marveled at her design. So passionately as she caresses my jawline, I'm losing track of her beauty in this oasis. I see her in so many places, even when she's not there. I wish she was always here. To the moon and back, around the stars, up and down, this merry-go-round, infectious stereo sounds infiltrate to soothe the soul. And magnetic memories pull our lips together for soft landings. And anatomies collide with orgasmic collision. You see, I was her favorite bad decision. She, my delectable demerit, the type of love you build, not inherit. 10,000 hours, we'd mastered this romance. We'd slow dance around the candy apple stand just to watch the caramel drizzle. Fast forward, she whispers, it feels so wonderful as I caress her soul with my tongue. Flip her, massage her back and forth. Limp bodies taught prolonged eruptions become sport. We flow in and out and up and down each other, both senior captains on slightly turbulent shores. You take mine, I take yours. These claps encourage encores. So I lift her for the standing ovation, her back the beam, my stroke the foundation. Vesuvius been tired of waiting. You've been so patient. Drunk off love in Pompeii. Scratches hurt so good as we both float down from climaxes. I count every single one of her eyelashes. Because this may be the last time I ever see her face, feel her skin, use her waters to wet my beak. Life is unpredictable, you know. Things change day to day and week to week, so all I ask is that you love me. And I'll hold you like the warmth between us was the last bit of heat left on this earth. Thank you. Okay, so I just want appreciate it. I just wanted to switch up the mood a little bit because I know a lot of my work can get heavy because I be feeling stuff, you know, like kind of how poets, people do, right? But so I wrote this next piece. I wrote this a little while back, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like that this poem can always be so current, but I love this poem because it's so authentic. The government ain't never told us the truth. And if you think they have been, your mind lost, ain't no saving for you. All we ever did was fight for what's right, and then they'd hoot and holler and say we wrong. I just want the right to live. We just got done protesting the Confederate flag, so maybe, right? Just maybe I should salute this red, blue, and white. But from this country's inception, there's been an asterisk on my life. They've ignored my strife. My father says, son, it's been happening for years. Camera phones just brought it to light. And politicians, they just two-step around the issue just to get your vote. But once they got it, they dismiss you. See, it's all about power. And I love feeling clean, smelling good, but I'm definitely afraid of a lead shower. So me, personally, I could give a damn about a Target, Walmart, or a CVS. When little kids are being killed over speculation, they scream, hands up, don't move, but I'm scared and I'm shaking. You worried about a need, but no military person died for you to kill the people they're protecting. What made my life any less worthy of your protection? And then they televise our deaths to fuel some sick man's erection. Oh, how I long to be treated like an American. Land of the free, home of the mentally enslaved. This hatred is a cancerous section and we have yet to turn the page. I'm scared for my father because Terrence Croucher was the same age. Scared for my mother because Yvette Smith was the same age. I'm scared for my little sister because Ayanna Jones was the same age. I'm scared for my brothers because Tamir Rice was the same age. I was stopped and told it was simply because I looked like a knucklehead. And as they patted me down illegally, all they could find was books that I read. Oh, how I long to be treated like an American and feel safe around blue men. But as of late, they've shown even if you're in your bed, they're still shooting. So you can't tell me they've ever gave a damn about my life. You can't tell me that this country was ever right or great. And then people that say, well, Bruce, then why don't you leave? You know, wave the finger at you. Why don't you leave? And I say, well, somebody's ancestors took my ability to buy a return flight. Thank you. Thank you. So I wrote that poem. Appreciate it. I wrote that poem quite some time ago, really when I first started, performing live. And, it's how you heard it. But I have another one. This one is called Skyfall. Let's go. No, I want to skip Skyfall. I want to do some new poetry for you guys. So don't mind me if I do. For this show, I was worried because they said you make sure it has to be on theme. And I was like, I don't know. So I went to my notes and literally typed in some key words and I found what I wanted. So this is new stuff. And on the poem where they say new shit. Okay. Let's do this. They still shookin' and jiving, I can't relate. Trying to convince people of my humanity has never been on my plate. I got bigger fish to fry. The only thing that makes a man is his mind. You can find all of these parts on an animal. I'm here to be the best me. It's up to you to choose if you see it as an example. They scream civic engagement. But we've been voting since we got the right to. But not too much has changed, because that lobby money could turn your favorite politician right against you. That lobby money will make your favorite politicians shaky on their own campaign issues. 12 will bring tear gas and mace, but we the only ones crying about the same issues. Undercovers infiltrate to agitate, government and corporate beds with sexy lace. Every case they pass and blame. Stop coddling feelings, cause Becky gonna like black men and Jimmy gonna love our music all the same. I was never surprised the majority never brought change, they just brought chains. And hold on, see, I feel like if there's 100 good monsters and 100 on the fence and 100 all the way bad, I'm closing the door all the way the same. I don't take those types of risks. Y'all still shookin' and jiving, I can't relate. Truth be told, if the middle class understood we have more in common, we would really get to see our silver lining. Race was created so that it continues redlining, social engineering at its finest. Peonage laws bore their horns, the foundation is rotten at its core. We need way more than prison reform. I always wonder, why would you want to be on the evil side of history for? Thanks. Kind of lost for time. I just want to get through these pieces. I really love performing. This is my first time performing. I haven't really done anything this whole time, clearly out in the open. So like, thank you guys so much. I'm usually just in my room or like something. So thank you. But here's another one. So this is somewhat of a love poem, but you guys will understand. I might have missed a few details, but the context was there. Might have dropped the ball a few times, but my emotions were always clear. I didn't realize I was her revolving door. I just thought she loved to dance. And I loved it too. And I could never pass the blame. But isn't it such a shame to have a bond start so pure, but it turned so ugly? I don't even trust innocence anymore. Paint a fantasy so clean, but prepare for the gore. Ain't nothing like a good old-fashioned virus to show us that we all just human. See me, I think every virus is the government trying to cover something up so they could keep the subways clear, because I live in New York, so they could transport something. And I don't know what that something is, but I know it's something. You see, these are conversations me and her used to have, but we don't get to have those anymore. She would read my astrology's compatibility every time I made her mad, but we don't do that no more. F it, I just chalk it up to life. You see, the world's on fire and men are trying to still have sex, and cops will yell freeze and still cook me. I thought he was my friend, but he still found the way to book me. Nowadays, I just say F it. Only the strong survive. I never felt more alive. Fear doesn't even make sense to me, and I overthink everything. From the tone in a person's voice to the punctuation in their text, I used to think I loved to talk to people, but now I absolutely hate it. I told the truth and opened the door to degradation, but F it. I just chalk it up to learning more about protection. I've been vulnerable before. I'm starting to question the direction. But F it, I'll just chalk it up to old self-loathing. I reintroduced myself to love. I had a match with Serena at the US Open. I was like, Serena Williams. Mixed with Mike Tyson and Langston Hughes, you see these pen strokes can bruise. I'm a black man who loves himself. Why would I watch Fox 5 or CNN News? From the Electoral College, voter suppression, red line, and gerrymandering tools, I don't give a damn about a job or being able to take a piss next to you. You see, white supremacy on a life level has rigged the whole rules. But these are the things I used to be able to vent to her. Now I don't even remember when the last time I seen half of her. And I don't think it's a good idea to run after her, because she don't want me to. So I just learned to chalk it up to life. That's just what you gotta do. Thank you. Okay. Do I have time for one more or two more?
Probably one.
One? Yeah, I have to do this. One more, everyone. So this is a poem that I like to do just to inspire. It's been I know my sets can be kind of heavy when it comes to certain things, but I want to inspire everybody if I can. So that's what I'll do today. So this is a poem I titled Dream. They say dreaming is free, but I wouldn't care what it costs me because I know life without a dream is just far too costly. You'll watch your soul get a little corpsey. You see, young people get fitted for the coffin so often because they let doubt off them. Raise your goals right so they don't become orphans because then they'll find a new home. You see, I was told to bloom where you plant. And never fear time because the strongest trees started out as seeds, as small as ants. Unlearn king. Placing limits on our mind got too many people lost in a trance. And it's almost like a metronome. How we go from work to home. And then home to work. You see, doubt is a thief. Don't let your dreams steal birth. Amazed by the accomplishments, unfazed by the incompetence. My blood run deep on 2 continents. Find your niche and never abandon it. And when it pop, they gonna pat you on your back hoping to save face. But you tell them, silly fool, this ain't even my full form. I hope these words echo in your soul like you swallowed a bullhorn. They say dreaming is free, right? But I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care what it cost me. Because I know life without a dream is just far too costly. So I wrote this poem for the people who let pain plague their minds and let doubt steal their shine. I hope these words reach you in enough time to tell you that I promise you, I know that is hard, but you're gonna be fine. So just dream. Thank you guys so much for your time. My name is Sav-B. I'm a writer from Long Island. Thank you to the People's Voice Cafe. I'm deeply grateful right now. I haven't performed in so long. Like, oh my goodness. I'm real emotional right now, and I haven't felt like this in a while. So I thank you guys for this. Yeah, I appreciate everyone that was here, and yeah, thank you guys so much. All right, that's me. Woo.
And thank you, Sav-B, for the wonderful performance. I'm Lev Pinsky. I'm an engineer for these virtual concerts of People's Voice Cafe. And I would like to remind everyone that you can contribute to People's Voice Cafe by simply going to peoplesvoicecafe.org and clicking on the contribute link. And I will post this link to the chat in a moment. And 90% of the contributions that we collect during this event will go to the performers that you see tonight. So, so please do so. Once again, the link will be in the chat. And now, Brent, back to you.
Thank you, Lev, and thank you, Sav-B. That was fun. That was really exciting.
Thank you.
Well, we have one more act, and I think that you'll all enjoy this. Rosie and Brian Amador founded the Pan-Latin ensemble Sol y Canto in 1994. Before that, they were co-founders of Floricania. They perform songs from the Nueva Canción tradition, creative arrangements of beloved Latin classics, and Brian's originals, which are distinguished by poetic lyrics, diverse styles, and surprising twists. The Amadors can make you dance, laugh, cry, and sigh all in one concert. Please welcome Sol y Canto.
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. And wow, gracias, Sav-B.
Yes, gracias, Sav-B
Bravo,
and the
bravo.
Nields. You guys
And the
are
Nields.
all wonderful.
It's such an honor to be a part of this
As Brent
program
mentioned, we would have been performing live at People's Voice with the Nields this fall, and it's sad that we can't do that,
Yes.
but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah,
So
we appreciate having been invited to do this. It's certainly better than not being there at all.
absolutely.
We'll try to take up some virtual space in a positive way. And like Sav-B, we're gonna mix it up tonight. We're gonna express some of our views and talk a little bit about what's happening now through our songs, and also hopefully express some hope as well. So shall we start?
Yes, we
With
shall.
an original by Brian. This one's called Epidemia de Soledad. Y saludos a los amigos que estén por ahí que hablen español, amigos latinoamericanos que estén aquí presentes.
Claro. It's called Epidemic of Loneliness. They say there's an epidemic, a real plague, that people are dying of loneliness. It's more damaging than tobacco, more damaging than alcohol. It's like a thorn in the heart. Oh, doctor, what can you give me to take away this pain? Oh, pain, what can I take to feel better? Your case is not unique. I see it more every day. Know that you're not alone in your loneliness. It doesn't matter your tribe, religion, or beliefs. There are so many people with the same affliction. There are many remedies you can try. They're not perfect, but they might help. Fewer social networks and more real connections, less bitterness and more gratitude. Calling up a friend and going for a walk, a dose of laughter or a good meal, a Zumba class or yoga, or grabbing your partner and dancing a cumbia. And this is a cumbia, so if you want to grab your partner or yourself and dance, please feel free. Y dice.
Dicen que hay una epidemia, una plaga de verdad, que la gente está muriendo de soledad. Más dañino que el tabaco, más dañino que el alcohol, es como una espina en el corazón.
Ay, doctor, ¿qué me puede dar para quitarme este dolor? Ay, dolor, ¿qué puedo yo tomar para sentirme mejor?
No es único su caso, cada vez lo veo más. Sepa que no está sola en su soledad. No importa su tribu, religión o creencia, hay muchas personas con la misma dolencia.
Ay, doctor, ¿qué me puede dar
¿Qué me puede
para
dar?
quitarme este dolor?
Quitarme este dolor.
Ay, dolor, ¿qué puedo yo tomar
¿Qué puedo yo tomar
para sentirme mejor? Sagan que te tere tu tere te tru de tu tru ru tu te teru te ten seren que ten tere tu sagan que te te tu te tere tu te 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 teru.
Hay muchos remedios que usted puede probar, ninguno es perfecto, pero le pueden ayudar. Menos redes sociales, más contactos reales, menos amargura y más gratitud.
Una buena comida, una dosis de risa, llamar a una amiga y salir a caminar, meditar, hacer yoga, una clase de zumba, o agarrar su pareja y bailar una cumbia. Ay, doctor, ¿qué me puede dar
¿Qué me puede
para quitarme este dolor? Ay, dolor, ¿qué puedo yo tomar para sentirme mejor? Ay, doctor, ¿qué me puede dar
¿Qué me puede
para
dar?
quitarme este dolor?
Quitarme este dolor.
Ay, dolor,
Epidemia de soledad. Muchas gracias. We
Thank
can
you.
feel you over there. We can feel you out in the ether sphere.
Yeah.
I want to mention something important because, after all, this is called the Rock the Rainbow election. There are a couple of organizations that we have become aware of, and actually we've put our voice behind, that we think are really important, and we want to raise awareness about them. I've had the honor, actually, I'm also Brian and I are voiceover artists as well, and I had the honor of voicing the web video for Latino Victory, which is a progressive nonprofit that works on growing Latino political power by increasing Latino representation at every level of government. And they've put together some fantastic and really inspiring work and videos. They had a terrific show with hosted by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I recommend that you go to their Facebook page and their social media handles, and also the Movement Voter Project, which is funding local organizing, particularly in the big 5 battleground states. Funds 42 different grassroots groups, and we recently saw a presentation by them and decided to support them, and I urge you to check them out, especially right now at this time.
Y para nuestras hermanas latines
Sí.
que están en sintonización con nosotros,
En sintonía.
en sintonía, perdón, tenemos un solo mensaje para ustedes. Si no lo piensan hacer, voten, por
Claro que
favor.
sí, por
Es tan
favor.
más importante que nunca esta
Vote,
vez.
vote,
Así
vote.
que, vote, vote, vote. All right. Olor a chiles. I was far from home in a strange land when the smell of chilies took me back to my ranch. The miles rolled backwards, the years disappeared, and again I saw my grandmother shaping tortillas. Smell of chiles, smell of childhood, so many years erased with nothing more than a memory. With nothing more than a fragrance, sorry. Smell of chiles, smell of home, makes me forget how time passes by. There are mouths that speak of me with hatred and disrespect while they eat the fruits that I pick for them. I came north to work without rest, and when I smell that fragrance, it takes me back to my ranch. Olor a chiles.
This is in a Mexican huapango rhythm, composition by Brian.
Estaba muy lejos de casa, en un lugar ajeno, cuando un olor a chiles me llevó a mi terreno. Se desvanecieron los años, retrocedieron las millas. Otra vez vi a mi abuela amasando tortillas. Olor a chiles, olor a infancia, tantos años borrados por nada más que una fragancia. Olor a chiles, olor a casa, me ha hecho olvidar de cómo la vida pasa. Hay bocas que hablan de mí con odio y con desprecio, mientras se comen los frutos que yo les cosecho. Me vine a apuros pa'l norte a trabajar sin descanso, y cuando siento ese aroma me devuelve a mi rancho. Olor a chiles, olor a infancia, tantos años borrados por nada más que una fragancia. Olor a chiles, olor a casa, me ha hecho olvidar de cómo La vida pasa.
Muchas gracias.
Thank
¿Me
you.
pasa el disco nuevo?
Sí.
I want to mention that in the midst of the pandemic, we decided to create a new album. We actually recorded it live last October, and the pandemic delayed it quite a bit. But it came out. It's called En Vivo, En Familia, and it's with our daughter, Alisa Amador, who's a rising singer-songwriter who writes songs with very powerful lyrics, has been featured recently by NPR, actually. And we're so happy with how this CD came out. We want to share it with the world. And the last two songs that we did are on it. And actually, those two songs, Alisa sang with us. So it's this beautiful three-part vocal harmony that, as the Nields know, only families can do. And it's available on solicanto.com, and it's on all the digital platforms. And we are really happy to have it out in the world because it has so much material that it's our most authentic us ever. We started performing in the 80s, actually in 1984, and I believe that in the late 80s or maybe early 90s, we played at the People's Voice Cafe, and it may have been a couple of times, but I remember
Flor de Caña, yeah.
with Flor de Caña, we went with our first band. So, hey, it's been 30 years. We're back.
It's about time to come back.
We're back.
All right.
Ouch, I think I just pulled my ear out.
Yeah.
This is my big earring. You like my big earring? I haven't worn big earrings in a while. Decided for this concert. Okay, well, let's do another song from the new album. A song that Brian wrote for our kids, actually.
Rosie and I have 24-year-old twins,
Yeah.
and this is a song that I wrote for them last year that I kind of wished I'd written for them 10 or 15 years earlier before they started falling in love and getting their hearts broken, but better late than never. It's called Amarás. You will love. You will love, and the object of your love will not always deserve it. You will love, and you'll think that there's no point in loving, that it's in vain to even dream of anything more. You'll cry thinking that there's no room in this world for that great love of yours. You'll cry, and maybe from your tears will spring the seed of a new love, and you will love. Or maybe not. Maybe you don't find your soulmate. Maybe your better half turns out to be a lemon. We can't know what the future will bring, and nobody can take away the dances you've danced. It takes love, requiere atención. It takes attention, effort, and patience to exercise the muscle of love. You will love, and you will cry, and with every heartbreak, you'll learn to love yourself better, and you will love.
Amarás, y el objeto de tu amor no siempre lo merecerá. Pensarás que es en vano el amar, que inútil es soñar con más. Llorarás, sentirás que en este mundo no hay lugar para que el amor profundo y que la suerte tuya es vivir toda la vida en soledad. Llorarás y tal vez de ese llanto brotará la semilla del encanto y dirás que tal vez vale la pena y amarás.
O tal vez no. Tal vez no. O tal vez no llegues a encontrar tu alma gemela.
O tal vez no.
Tal vez tu media naranja resulte limón. Encontrarás el amor por donde lo encuentres. Y aprovecharlo o no es tu decisión.
Así mismito. O tal vez no.
Nunca se sabe qué nos traerá
Tal
el
vez
futuro.
O tal vez no.
Y lo que has bailado esmero y paciencia. Ejercitar el músculo del amor,
El músculo del amor.
del amor,
El músculo del amor.
del
El músculo
amor,
del amor.
del amor.
Amarás y el objeto de tu amor no siempre lo merecerá. Pensarás que es en vano el amor, que inútil es soñar con más. Llorarás, pensarás que en este mundo no hay lugar para que el amor profundo y que la suerte tuya es vivir toda la vida en soledad.
Llorarás y con cada desamor aprenderás cómo amarte mejor y verás que aún vale la pena y amarás, amarás, amarás,
Para Lisa y Zia.
amarás.
Thank you. We hope you like that. Let's see. We have.
We're gonna switch things up a little
Yeah.
bit now. So this is a tune that I wrote some time ago when our government decided it was a good idea to kidnap children and take them away from their parents and throw them in jails. And this is my response. A friend suggested that we write a lullaby for those children. And I started to do that, and I was getting nowhere because every time I thought about it, it just filled me with rage. So only when I discovered how to incorporate the rage into the lullaby did it work. It's called Raging Lullaby. There's a part in Spanish for the children and a part in English for the people responsible for their being there. The Spanish verses say, sleep little girl, sleep if you can, far from your papi in your gray cell. Sleep little boy, know that your mommy thinks of nothing but you, longs for nothing but you, and is searching for you. Sleep little girl, sleep, sleep if you can. And if they mistreat you, it's nothing personal. It's just that those people are incapable of seeing you as a human being. You're nothing but collateral damage. In the English section, there's one Spanish line that gets repeated, which is son niños carajo, they're children, damn it. Finally it says, sleep little girl, sleep. This long night will not last forever. We won't forget you, we won't give up until you wake up in freedom. Nana Rabiosa. Let's get this thing going. Okay, here we go. Duerme, niña, duerme, duerme si puedes, lejos de tu papi, en tu celda gris. Duerme, niño, duerme, sepas que tu mami no piensa más que en ti, no añora más que a ti, y en busca va de ti. Duerme, niña, duerme, duerme si puedes. Y si te maltratan, no es nada personal. Es que esa gente no es capaz de verte como un ser humano. No eres más que daño colateral. was a lullaby I needed to write for the children sleeping in cages tonight. Far from their homes, their friends and their mommies, their cousins and their tias and their siblings and papis. And now a little verse for those who put them there. How dare you, have you no shame? Are you so blinded by hate that you can't wait to cause another person pain? Can you accept the things they're doing in your name? Is it right to rip a mother from her child for the crime of asking for asylum, a little shelter from the storm, a chance to see her kids grow up? Having come so far just to end up in a cage, it puts me in a rage. Son niños carajo! All your excuses, your blame and your justification, all the vile denial and obfuscation can't convince a sentient your intentions are good any more than Judas could. You betray your humanity, display your insanity, tear apart families for the sake of your vanity. A wall, you say, build a wall. How about you build yourself a conscience? How about we build ourselves a country with a heart, a connection to the world, an unbreakable democracy instead of a pathetic misanthropic plutocracy? How about we treat every child like our own, treat the earth like our home, learn to live together so we don't die alone. Remember, every child is a child is a child. Son niños carajo, son niños carajo, son niños carajo, son niños carajo. Duerme niña, duerme, duerme si puedes, que esta noche larga tendrá su final. No te olvidaremos, no descansaremos hasta que amanezcas, hasta que amanezcas en libertad.
Thank you so much. That song is also on our new CD. It's also available on SoundCloud. Please share widely should you feel so moved. We're going to do, I think, one last song to wrap up the evening. I hope that's a good idea. I want to thank Brent and our wonderful engineer who made it all happen.
Lev, yes. And
of
everybody
course,
at People's
everybody.
Voice Cafe.
Yeah, Sav-B, the Nields. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. You guys were awesome, very powerful. Sav-B, it was a pleasure to meet you and hear you for the first time. The Nields, un placer, siempre. Yeah, really awesome to meet you and to
Yeah,
share this
Same to
virtual
you,
space.
same.
Loved your energy and
Yeah.
the power of your poetry, everything you did. So thank you. Thank you for bringing us together, Brent, People's Voice Cafe. Great to be back after 30 years. Hopefully, we won't wait another 30, please.
Next time in person, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
And before we do our last song, I just want to mention we have a couple of shows coming up with our daughter, virtual shows. Actually, these are both, we're lucky we get to do them in venues, but they'll be streaming. From the Regent Theater in Arlington, Massachusetts, we'll be performing on November 12th in a benefit for the RIA House, which is in support of people surviving experiences of commercial exploitation, sex trafficking, and prostitution. So we really need to be helping these folks. And it's called Art in Action, and we'll be closing the evening. Alisa will have her own set, and perhaps she'll be doing some songs with us too, if we're lucky. And then just a couple of days later, on November 14th, we'll be doing some music again with her for songs for the common good. So all of that information is up on our website. And if you follow us on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, you'll also see me post about them. We're really grateful to have been here tonight. We were looking forward to this. Thanks again, Brent.
Well,
And vamos a
we're gonna
acabar.
say goodbye with
Yeah.
a song called Love Wins. Sing
Yeah.
along, please. We'll know if you're doing it. You can love who you love with all your heart. You can be can say what you will, but I fail to see what's wrong with that. You can hate who you hate, but what's the point? You can choke on your righteous anger. You can say what you will, but I can't see what's the gain from that. The arc of history is long, but it bends toward justice. May take a while, may take a lifetime or, but if you keep on loving in the face of hate, if you keep on loving, sooner or later in the course of time, sooner or later, love wins.
Sing it with us.
Love wins.
Todos juntos.
Love wins. You can love who you love to love. You can be who you are with the ones that love you. You can speak from the heart. You can speak. You can know that there's always someone listening. Even when you begin to feel like a voice crying in the wilderness. Can be hard to believe, but I try to believe sooner or later. Love wins.
Yeah, yeah. You know that love was in the end, just like Sav-B said it, just like the Nields sang it, just like the people's voice can make believe. You know you gotta believe, you gotta believe, you gotta believe.
Love wins. You can love who you love to love. You can be who you are with the ones that love you. You can speak from the heart. You can speak. You can know that there's always someone listening. Even when you begin to feel like a voice crying in the wilderness. Getting hard to believe, but I have to believe sooner or later. Love wins.
El amor siempre gana.
Love wins.
Al final.
Love wins. Sooner or later. Love wins. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I'm going to get close to the computer to see what people have been saying. Meanwhile, I bet Brent might want to see something. Thank you for that applause. We see that.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you to David Green, who thinks Nana Rabiosa should be broadcast across the land. Thank you, David Green. And thank you to everybody who has thanked us, and to all of the performers. Okay. A usted le doy la palabra. You have the final word, Brent.
Wow. Brian and Rosie Amador, Sol y Canto. Fantastic. What a way to wind up the evening. The only thing I want to point out, just as a reminder, and Lev's about to put up our credits for our team that put this together, and that is that our website, peoplesvoicecafe.org, has links to all the performers' websites where you can download their music and order their CDs and whatever. So please check that out. And Lev, you want to put up the credits, please? Okay. So thank our publicity people, Ruthie and Doug, our production and booking teams, Martha, Braca, Paul, and Steve. Lev Pinsky was the engineer. I'm the producer. And don't forget to, if you feel so moved, please add to your contribution to support the performers. And thank you and good night.